There is one blunder which kind of stands out, which is Nehru's undemocratic elevation as the first Prime Minister of India. This is from 1946, 29th April, and a lot of nominations were sent by PCCs, which had basically 15 PCCs, and out of them, 12 had voted for Sardar Patel. Only three, which is almost 20%, did not vote anyone. It therefore was a non-contest. Sardar was the chosen man, and he was to be the president of Congress, and thereby, and whoever was supposed to be chosen as the president of Congress in 1946 was to become the prime minister of the country in 1947. So, as you know, Sardar Patel was the only undisputed choice. But few days before the nominations on 29th, Gandhi had kind of indicated his preference for Nehru, but still no PCC had nominated Nehru. And this was slightly unexpected for Gandhi. And Gandhi had actually prodded Kriplani to convince a few CWC members to propose Nehru's name for the party president. Kriplani was a Gandhian to the core, and he promptly and unquestioningly complied. He got a few to propose Nehru's name. Now, Patel also got a wind of this. It was a weird development for him, and he openly sought Gandhi's advice. Gandhi counseled Patel to withdraw his name. And Patel actually complied. He didn't raise any questions, and he cleared the way for Nehru. This is a very important aspect which shows characters of both the individuals, because during this time also, Gandhi had a talk with Nehru also, where Gandhi had told Nehru that, we none of the PCCs have nominated you. Nehru was conspicuous by his silence, which sort of meant that he would not be a second fiddle to Sardar. You have to understand Sardar was both senior in terms of age and experience, and he had done phenomenal amount of work since 1938. And he, on the other hand, complied promptly and didn't raise any question. Moving on. So, covered a few quotations from contemporaries, because see, we can always comment on the history, but we also have to see it as how the contemporaries talked about it, or how the contemporaries looked at it in retrospect. So Dr. Rajendra Prasad, he said Gandhi has once again sacrificed his trusted lieutenant for the sake of glamorous Nehru. And you have to understand there were no major rivalries as such. I mean, keeping Nehru and Jinnah rivalry aside, but people in Congress at that time were willed good for each other. So they all went by what they think was right. Maulana Azad, he said, taking all facts into consideration. I'm explaining it verbatim so that, everything is as per what they themselves said. So taking all facts into consideration, it seemed Jawaharlal should be the new president. Accordingly, on 26th April 1946, I issued a statement proposing his name for presidentship. I acted according to my best judgment, but the way things have shaped since then has made me realize that this was perhaps the greatest blunder of my political life. This is Maulana Azad looking back and commenting on what went on and how he thinks proposing the name for presidentship for Jawaharlal Nehru was his biggest blunder. Thereafter, Acharya Kriplani. Acharya Kriplani, you have if you go back a few slides, you'll see it was Acharya Kriplani who had proposed that a few PCCs would nominate Nehru's name on Gandhi's guidance. So Acharya Kriplani said, I sent a paper around proposing the name for Jawaharlal. It was certain that if Jawaharlal's name had not been proposed, the Sardar would have been elected as the president. The Sardar did not like my intervention. I have since wondered, as the General Secretary, I should have been instrumental in proposing Jawaharlal's name in deference to Gandhi's wishes in that matter. But who can forecast the future? On such seemingly trivial accidents depends the fate of men and even of nations. In fact, there is another quotation by Acharya Kriplani where he ends with, I am responsible for it and I am to blame.